Once you reach the age of 65, here's a statistic that might shake you to your core. If you fall and break your hip, there's a 15 to 30% chance you'll be dead within a year. Let that sink in for a moment. One fall, one fracture, and your odds of surviving the next 12 months drop dramatically. This isn't meant to frighten you, it's meant to wake you up. Every 11 seconds, an older American is treated in the emergency room for a fall. Every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from fall complications. Falls are the #1 cause of injury-related death in seniors over 65, yet so few of us are talking about it or doing anything to prevent it. If you're thinking about skipping ahead or turning off this video, I urge you to reconsider. If you missed the first exercise, I'm going to share the real game changer. You're missing the single most important movement that could save your life when you inevitably stumble someday. Even worse, you might become one of the 36% of seniors who lose their independence entirely after a serious fall, forced to rely on others for basic daily activities. But here's the promising news that researchers at Harvard Medical School have confirmed it's never too late to rebuild your strength. Your body is remarkably adaptable at any age. What we're seeing in the latest studies is that the loss of muscle mass, sarcopenia, as doctors call it, isn't inevitable. It's largely a result of disuse, not just aging. When leg muscles weaken, they affect everything. Your balance deteriorates, your metabolism slows, blood sugar becomes harder to regulate, and your risk of falling skyrockets. But the science is clear: with the right exercises, even people in their 80s and 90s can substantially increase muscle strength and dramatically reduce their fall risk. The key is knowing exactly what movements matter most. Let me tell you about Mike Reynolds, a remarkable 77-year-old who's rewriting the rules of aging. Even after 3 heart surgeries and multiple joint replacements, Mike still trains every single day. I recently visited him at his home in Colorado, where he showed me his modest basement gym. Nothing fancy, just some dumbbells, resistance bands, and an old bench. "I will be working out until I die," Mike told me with a gleam in his eye. "That's how I fight death. That's how I stay alive." 10 years ago, Mike fell in his bathroom and fractured his pelvis. During his recovery, a physical therapist taught him something that changed his life. Loss of leg strength was the primary reason he fell, and building it back was his ticket to independence. After 6 months of consistent training, Mike not only regained his independence, but actually became stronger than he was a decade earlier. Now he's more active than most 60-year-olds, hiking with his grandchildren and even helping neighbors with their yard work. "People think I'm crazy for lifting weights at my age," he laughs, "but I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm trying to stay alive and stay free." Mike's approach to strength training follows principles that work for anyone at any age, and you don't need fancy equipment to do it. He doesn't lift heavy like he did in his 40s. He trains smarter, not harder. He uses lighter weights with more repetitions, moving at a faster pace to keep his heart rate elevated while protecting his joints. His routine focuses on full-body movements, especially targeting the legs. He aims for 25 to 30 total sets in about 45 minutes, covering all major muscle groups. "Strength is relative," Mike explains. "It's not about pushing like I did decades ago. It's about pushing as hard as possible for my current strength level." This approach, consistency over intensity, is supported by research from the National Institute on Aging. Their studies show that regular moderate strength training is more effective for seniors than occasional high-intensity workouts. Whether you're using dumbbells, resistance bands, or just your body weight, what matters most is showing up consistently, even if it's just for 15 minutes every other day. Dr. Sarah Wilson, Director of Geriatric Medicine at Riverside Medical Center, explains why balance training isn't just important, it's essential as we age. "Balance is complex neural programming," she told me during our interview. "It involves your eyes, inner ear, and something many people overlook: the small muscles in your feet and ankles." Dr. Wilson coined the term lower leg variability training to describe exercises that target these often neglected muscles. "Think of it as problem solving for your feet," she explains. "When you walk on an uneven surface like a gravel path, the musculature in your lower leg is constantly making micro adjustments. These small muscles are the first responders when you lose balance. Unfortunately, most seniors rarely challenge these muscles. We walk on flat surfaces, wear supportive shoes, and generally protect ourselves from the very variability that would keep our balance system sharp. This protection, while well-intentioned, actually accelerates balance decline. The good news is that these systems can be retrained at any age, and research shows the benefits appear within just 2 weeks of starting. Imagine you're walking across a wet floor after a rainstorm. Suddenly your foot slips. In that critical 0.3 of a second, your body must decide fall or recover. This isn't a conscious decision, it's an automatic response programmed by your nervous system and executed by those small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and legs. For someone with untrained balance systems, that slip almost certainly means a fall. But for someone who's been practicing balance exercises, those stabilizing muscles fire, instantly shifting weight, adjusting posture, and catching themselves before gravity takes over. That split-second difference is literally life-saving. I witnessed this firsthand with Martha, an 82-year-old participant in our senior fitness study. 3 weeks into her balance training, she was shopping when she tripped on an uneven sidewalk. Instead of falling, her body reacted with surprising agility, catching herself and regaining stability within a second. I was stunned, she told me. Before the training, that would have been a certain fall and probably a broken bone. Instead, I just felt a moment of unsteadiness, and then I was fine. This is why Dr. Wilson insists that balance training isn't optional, it's a survival skill for aging. Those fraction of a second reactions make the difference between independence and a life-altering injury. Here's something that might surprise you. Researchers from the University of Michigan analyzed 140 studies involving over 2 million people and discovered that grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of longevity, more powerful than blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or even smoking history. Their data revealed something shocking. People with below average grip strength were 54% more likely to die prematurely and 60% more likely to experience debilitating falls. The connection was so strong that the lead researcher, Dr. Mark Peterson, declared grip strength a window into your overall health and vitality. What makes this finding so remarkable is its simplicity. While other health markers require blood tests or complex medical equipment, grip strength can be measured in seconds and improved through basic exercises. Yet most seniors have never had their grip strength assessed, nor been prescribed exercises to improve it. The Journal of Gerontology recently published a 10-year study following 1,200 seniors. Those who maintained the strongest grip had 67% fewer falls, resulting in hospitalization. Even more compelling, when participants increased their grip strength by just 20%. Their fall risk dropped by nearly half within 3 months. Think about everyday activities that become dangerous when grip strength fails: holding the rail on stairs, catching yourself on furniture, when you stumble carrying groceries, or even using the bathroom independently. Each requires a reliable grip, and each becomes a potential hazard when that grip weakens. Fortunately, training your grip is surprisingly simple and can be done almost anywhere with minimal equipment. One effective starting point is the dead hang, simply hanging from a sturdy overhead surface, like a pull-up bar or even a strong towel rack. Let your body hang with your feet lightly touching the ground if needed. Hold for 10 to 30 seconds, rest, and repeat for 2 to 3 rounds. If that's too challenging, try farmer's carries, grabbing 2 light dumbbells or even grocery bags and walking slowly for 30 to 60 seconds. Hand squeezers or stress balls offer another option, excellent for building endurance in your hands and forearms. The beauty of grip training is its convenience. You can do hand squeezes while watching TV, practice carries while walking around your house, or work on hangs whenever you pass through a doorway with a sturdy frame. Just 2 to 3 minutes daily can produce meaningful improvements within weeks. Now we've reached what many exercise physiologists consider the most important yet overlooked training for seniors: jump training. But don't worry, this doesn't mean leaping tall buildings or doing Olympic-style jumps. We're talking about gentle, low-impact movements designed to wake up a special type of muscle fiber that deteriorates rapidly as we age. These are called fast-twitch muscle fibers, and they're critically important for one reason: they're exactly the fibers your body uses to catch itself when you stumble. Unlike slow-twitch fibers that handle endurance activities like walking fast, twitch fibers produce quick, powerful contractions that can correct your position when you start to fall. Here's the problem. Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that fast twitch fibers decline twice as quickly as slow twitch fibers as we age. By 70, many seniors have lost up to 80% of their fast twitch capacity. This explains why so many older adults can walk for long periods without fatigue, but still fall when they trip. Their endurance systems work fine, but their emergency response system has atrophied. The conventional exercises most seniors perform, walking, swimming, or lightweight training, primarily targets slow twitch fibers. They're excellent for health, but do little to maintain those crucial fast twitch fibers that prevent falls. That's where jump training becomes so valuable. It's specifically designed to activate and strengthen these life-saving fibers. Did you know that when you stumble, you have precisely zero point 0.3 seconds for your body to react before gravity pulls you to the ground? That's not enough time for conscious thought. It's all about your body's automatic response systems. And those systems are only as good as the fast twitch muscles powering them. I call this the 3-second lifesaver concept because that's literally what these muscles do. They save your life in those critical seconds between stumbling and falling. Every time you strengthen these fibers, you're essentially programming your body's automatic rescue system to work more efficiently when you need it most. The good news, these fibers respond quickly to training, often showing improvements within just 2 to 3 weeks. And you don't need fancy equipment or high-impact exercises to activate them. Here's how to start with something called a low-level jump squat. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Bend your knees slightly as if you're about to sit in a chair. Then push through your feet and lift just a few inches off the ground. You don't have to go high. What matters is the quickness of the movement, that little burst of speed. That turns on those fast twitch fibers. Land softly, letting your knees bend as you touch down. That's 1 rep. If that's too challenging, start even smaller. Try jump rope without the rope. Just bounce lightly on the balls of your feet as if you're skipping rope. Same effect, less impact. Or try box step off, stand on a low step, or curb step off and land with a slight bounce. Like you're catching your balance, then step back up. Do this 2 to 3 times weekly for just a few minutes. Within weeks, you'll notice better balance, quicker reactions, and a stronger, more confident stride. Remember, it's not about jumping high, it's about waking up those muscles that help you stay upright when seconds count. Now that you've learned the 4 key exercises to keep your legs and your life strong, let's look at how to integrate them into a simple daily routine. Mike Reynolds, our 77-year-old inspiration, keeps things remarkably simple but effective. First, he maintains a disciplined eating pattern, just 2 meals a day, breakfast and dinner. As we age, our system slows down, he explains. It doesn't burn off calories as efficiently as it used to. Eating less keeps me lighter on my feet and more energetic throughout the day. Second, he incorporates movement into his everyday activities. Instead of driving Mike cycles to the gym every morning, this simple habit targets his quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, the exact muscles that help him climb stairs, rise from a chair, and maintain his balance. Unlike running, cycling is low impact, making it ideal if you have knee or joint concerns. Third, Mike practices what he calls his non-negotiables, daily exercises that he performs without exception, regardless of how he feels. These include 5 minutes of balance work first thing in the morning, 2 minutes of grip training while watching the news, 10 minutes of strength training focused on legs, 2 to 3 minutes of gentle jump training 3 times weekly. The secret isn't doing hours of exercise, Mike says. It's being absolutely consistent with the fundamentals. His entire routine takes less than 30 minutes daily, yet has completely transformed his health, independence, and quality of life. Here's a simple 7-day plan to get you started. Days 1, 3, 5, 10 minutes of strength training plus 5 minutes of balance work. Days 2, 4, 6, 5 minutes of grip training plus 2 minutes of gentle jump training. Day 7, active recovery, gentle walking or cycling. Remember, you're not training to look good in a swimsuit. You're training to maintain your independence, mobility, and life. As Mike says, every repetition is buying me another day of freedom. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine this. It's 10 years from now. You're walking confidently across a room, rising easily from chairs, carrying your own groceries, playing with grandchildren, traveling, gardening, living fully on your own terms. Meanwhile, many of your peers who didn't take action are struggling with walkers, depending on others for basic needs, or confined to care facilities, not because they're older than you, but because they didn't know what you now know about preserving leg strength and preventing falls. This isn't just about extending your lifespan, it's about extending your health span, those precious years when you're vital, independent, and fully engaged with life. Imagine entering your 80s, 90s, or even 100s with the strength to walk steadily, care for yourself, and have enough energy to embrace loved ones tightly. That future is available to you, and it starts with the decision you make today. While others wait until it's too late, you're building the foundation for the next 2, 3, or 4 decades of your life. Because leg strength isn't just about walking or standing. It's about protecting your independence, your mobility, and ultimately your life itself. Start today, even if it's just with one exercise. Your future self will thank you for the gift of freedom you're giving them one movement at a time.